Yo, what's up? Once again, it's the Coach Tone Show. And today we have a special guest, my man Sean O'Brien, who's a basketball player, a tremendous athlete, and he's also a basketball coach at Temple University. This is one of the best point guards you're ever going to see in basketball today. I mean, he's rare. Like, you don't see a lot of point guards like this guy today, but this guy can really play the game of basketball. And he's going to be on live with us today. And we're waiting on Sean to come on now. And let's see where he at. Oh, I see Sean. Okay, where's the request at now? Yeah, Sean, I'm just learning how to do this stuff too. It's crazy. Let me see. All right, Sean O'Brien, where you at? Darnell Foreman, what's up, D? Big Step J, here we go. Ben. Here goes Sean O'Brien. Oh, you got a haircut.
I got the fresh cut for the Tone Show.
You got a cut. What are you doing?
I couldn't come on until I got a cut.
You look like Danny Ainge.
I was due.
Oh man, how you doing, bro?
I'm doing well. How you doing?
How was the runs today?
I think they played later. I went in and lifted with them this morning, but I had to go pick up my grandmom for something today. So I don't think they had as many guys today.
Oh,
so
okay. Yeah,
they didn't start running until like 11, I think.
Oh, okay.
So,
yeah, it's tough when you ain't got enough guys.
Yeah,
You know?
they were the Monday, Tuesday we had 10 guys. So I don't know if they got 10 today.
Yeah, that could be tough.
But I think they're setting up runs tomorrow, so hopefully we got some more guys on.
Yeah, we may run tomorrow too. I don't know. We gotta see. Might run tomorrow too. But listen, everyone that's joined in, glad to see you guys in. My man Ryan Thompson is on. What's up, Rob? And Matt McGlowan. Is that Matt from?
He's one of my guys.
Where's Matt at?
He's one of my guys.
Where's Matt at? He's still in Israel?
No, that's Pentacal.
Oh, okay. Is he home yet, or is he still in Israel?
No, he's still in Israel.
He's still in Israel? Man, Matt, come home, man. Come on, man.
We got playoff starting too long. He had 20 the other day. Career
yeah?
high.
Oh, okay. That's good. That's
Shout
good.
out Pentacal.
Yeah, exactly. And for those that don't know, Sean is a coach at Temple University, right? Tell us about your experience as a basketball coach at Temple.
Yeah, so this is my first year as a grad assistant.
Mm-hmm.
Weird year, obviously, with everything going on. Yeah. So, it went really well. We got a lot of young talent there. We didn't play any. We played one out of conference game, so we won. We were 1-0 out of conference, and then we struggled a bit in conference. I think we ended up with 5 or 6 wins. So, but it was a tough year just with everything going on, but.
Yep.
I think we got better throughout the year. We were competitive in every game, and I had a great experience my first year coaching. A bit of a transition from playing to coaching, but great staff there, great players, easy to work with. So I enjoyed it.
Now you already have a high IQ in basketball, so did that help raise your IQ level even more being a coach?
Yeah, I would say definitely. My whole playing career, most of the time I was on the court. I didn't get to sit on the bench too much and watch. And now, obviously, every game I'm sitting on the bench watching. So you see things that I guess you usually don't see. Or the game's a little slower. And it looks a lot easier from the sideline watching. It's like, how couldn't you just make that simple play? But I know there's been plenty of times in my playing career where I didn't see it on the court.
Yeah.
So I think it definitely changed my perspective, and I actually think it definitely made me a better player just being on the sideline for a year.
Right. And you kind of see things that you didn't see as a player from a coach's perspective now, right? Especially in terms of how you sub guys in and why you take guys out, like if they get tired or they have a turnover. And guys always get upset. Why are you taking me out? And then now you see as a coach why guys have to come out, even though they don't want to come out the game. You know what I mean? So that's a new experience too. You know what I mean? Having to shuffle guys in and out of the game and those reasons. And situation basketball is always big as a coach too, knowing how to play every situation in every possession and protecting the ball. Remember the last game. Did you guys play Houston the last game?
It was USF we played.
USF,
in
yeah.
the
And
tournament.
I remember they didn't protect the ball that well. And you guys were in the game. I mean, I think you were down like 10 or 12 the whole game. And you came back at the end, and y'all were playing really good. I think you were down like 2 or 3 at the end of the game.
Yeah.
And then turned over the ball, bounced off of someone's foot, and that was it. It was like, oh, man, that was like brutal.
Yeah, no, that's
especially
definitely,
after that comeback, right?
That's definitely one of the things as a coach you're watching, you're like, how can't you make the simple play there? But it's obviously when you're playing in the moment, last seconds of a big game, like the pressure as a player it's certainly a whole different animal when you're actually out there on the court. So it's like I said, way different perspective. So I think it was definitely a good experience to kind of finally be on the other side of the other side of the lines, I guess.
And what was it like coaching with some of the greatest coaches and basketball players in Temple history? You had Mark Macon, you had Aaron McKee. Like, those guys are great coaches and basketball players. What was it like coaching alongside with those guys?
I mean, they obviously, like you said, they're legends, and I mean, they know so much about basketball. So even though I'm technically like a colleague of theirs, I'm learning from them every day.
Right.
Just learning about basketball, learning the world of coaching, how they go about handling that. And I think, just that the staff at Temple, I couldn't be in a better situation with, obviously Coach McKee, but all the assistant coaches, they have great experience at all levels of basketball. The 2 other GAs with me were high-level basketball players, obviously Cam and Ryan Brooks, you probably know as well.
Yeah.
So, it's just a great experience being able to be around high-level basketball minds every single day.
Right.
So,
and you're very familiar with the Temple program because you've had friends that has worked at Temple for years, right? And you guys are still close. You're like family over there. Who was the guy? Matt. Was it Matt? Matt, one of those guys that's still there. Matt. Raheem is still there, right?
Yeah, Raheem. Yeah.
Raheem is there. Mark. Is Mark still there?
Mark Huber's the video coordinator. He's been there. He went from GA to video coordinator. Been there like 6 years. So.
Wow. Wow. Those are your buddies too.
Definitely.
And the strength and conditioning coach too is one of your buddies too, right? I forgot his name.
What's Brady. Name? He's been there. This is his 2nd year, but he's an awesome guy. He's 28 years old, but definitely one of the young up and coming guys in that profession.
Right.
He takes care of the players.
Yeah.
In the weight room every single day. I don't think there's many people better than him at what he does.
Right.
So, like I said, the Temple, they definitely have a lot of good things going on with that program. So.
Yeah. And Chris Clark, you got Chris Clark there too.
Yeah.
Another good friend of ours, And did you experience some of the alumni guys coming back to Temple, after
this year with COVID? The past week is the first time any alumni players have been back on campus. I guess with vaccinations, and they're starting to let people back on. But all year, they were so strict with who they would let in the facility.
Right.
So they didn't have any. I think typically they would have a lot of alumni, former players, coaches coming in, but this year was a totally different. We didn't even have managers, so it was kind of just coaches, players every day.
Right. Well, hopefully next year you guys will do better. We praying on that. There'll be a better year next year. And I think that is going to happen. It will be a better year next year. Plus, you got a bunch of new guys coming in too. But aside from that, you have your own playing career. That blossoms as well. For people that don't know, Sean O'Brien is an NBA basketball player. If you look at TJ McConnell, is it McConnell or McCullen?
McConnell.
Sean O'Brien is like a TJ McConnell, but better. A better scorer, a better passer, and even plays harder. You know what I mean? So if you look at TJ McConnell, think of Sean O'Brien, but triple or quadruple it, because that's how good this guy is, you know. But let me ask you, how did you start playing basketball? What got you into basketball?
All right. Well, I guess we can go way back.
Yeah.
I mean, growing up, I always played basketball, just kind of like biddy ball, I guess you call it, tournament teams, all that stuff. My dad coached grade school. He never coached me, but he coached, like before I was born, he coached grade school, so he obviously loves basketball.
Shout out to your dad.
Yeah. Shout out to my dad. He's probably working out somewhere right now.
Right.
But my whole life, basketball and soccer,
Right.
that's all I did really. So in high school, I went to LaSalle High School for a year. I didn't play soccer there. I was playing travel soccer, and then I played on the freshman team for like 2 weeks, and then I stopped playing to focus on soccer.
Right.
And I kind of decided like soccer was going to be my thing. And then I transferred to Penn Charter to play soccer there.
Yeah.
And that was my main sport for my first 2 years there. And then I decided I kind of got burnt out from soccer and was kind of wanted to see if I could make a run at the basketball thing. So I just quit soccer after my sophomore year and really started to focus on basketball, and just that was my first time really playing AAU. And I just like every day before school, like 6 a.m., just going working out after school. I just really wanted to play D1 basketball, and I don't know if a lot of people thought I could, but I had a few offers. Colgate, fortunately,
right.
I was lucky enough to impress some of the coaches there, and finally got a D1 opportunity and made the most of it.
Right. And for those that don't know, Sean O'Brien is one of those guys that everyone wants to play with. Everybody likes playing with Sean. And one of the reasons why I like playing with Sean, because Sean will pass the ball. Sean will get buckets too, but Sean will pass the ball. You know what I mean? He's not stingy with it, you know. But he definitely will give you 25 and 12 assists and about 5 or 6 steals a game. Maybe about 4 or 5 rebounds as well. You know what I mean? Those are his stats. Average.
Every game.
Average day, right? On an average day. What was it like playing high school basketball in Philadelphia, man?
I mean, I loved it. The only thing about Penn Charter is we never played in we can never play in states.
Yeah.
Obviously, we're in the Catholic League, so we never got to play in the Palestra.
Right.
So it was a little different in the Interact. But when I was in my 4 years in the Interact, there was some incredible talent there.
Yeah.
I mean, Haverford, obviously, Shiz, Temple guy.
Yep.
One of my AU teammates went to Haverford, and then GA actually won it. They won the Interact at least 3 of my 4 years there. They might have won it all 4 years. Mm-hmm. So they had some of these comments, people going crazy. Some of my high school teammates in there.
Who is Steve-O? Who's that?
He's one of my high school teammates. If he would have been more productive, we probably could have got one of those Interact championships.
Steve-O, you're a hater.
No,
what's up, Jay? Jay Pinkston, what's up, bro? How you doing, man? Hurry up home, man. That's my guy.
Yeah, so, but yeah, the Interact when I was there had incredible talent. And we obviously got to play the Catholic League schools, and I mean, I played for my coach in high school was a Philly basketball legend, Leonard Stewart.
Mm-hmm.
Also a Temple guy, another Temple connection.
Right.
So, I mean, I can't imagine a better city to play basketball in at the high school level.
Right.
They're just talent.
You're forgetting. You're not saying this though, but you come from a family of athletes, right?
Yeah,
your mom, your sister, your father, everybody played sports, right?
everyone. My dad played baseball at Temple. My mom
Wow.
didn't go to college, but she played basketball and something else in high school. My sister played D3 basketball at Williams. She played in a Final Four for sure. She might have played in a national championship. She's watching, so she can confirm whether it was a national championship or a Final Four. My uncle played. He was a really good college basketball player at Drexel. So he's a Philly basketball guy.
Who was that? What's his name?
Chris O'Brien.
Really? Okay.
He made in the 80s maybe. He played in the tournament. So yeah, I mean I'm certainly not the first O'Brien to be playing basketball in the Philly area at a high level.
Right.
There we go. Mary Kay said they lost to Amherst in the national championship. So there's I'm just a O'Brien that's good at basketball. I'm not
Is that your sister, Mary Kate?
Yep, that's her.
Hey, Mary, how you doing? Tell them to get it right? Get it right. Yeah, that's good. And your mom, she's an official now, right?
Yep, she's a ref.
Yeah.
So
wow.
She would be the one at the Colgate game. She would be the one yelling at the refs. And you can't argue with her. She's a ref, so she knows what she's talking about.
Did she call any technical fouls on you when you're at home?
She refs mostly women's basketball. So she might have. I'm sure she's refed my sister some, but she never refed me.
Right.
She would probably tee me up though.
Yeah. Jonathan Kazababu joined us. Big John, what's up, John? Another one of our guys, man. Great guy too, man. Big John, man.
I saw he was on here yesterday.
Yeah. So why didn't you go to one of the Big Five schools? I mean, your family went to the Big Five. Why didn't you go to the Big Five?
You're gonna have to ask the coaches.
Really? They missed out on that one, man.
Yep.
They missed out on that one.
Penn was the only one really like recruiting me.
Mm-hmm.
Then when I was at Colgate, I mean, I would work out there in the summer, and coaches would say how much they would love me to play for them. But
I
mean, it was obviously a little too late. But I mean, I couldn't be happier ending up at Colgate, and all the coaches at Colgate when I was there, they were all Philly guys. I mean, Matt Langle went to Penn.
Mm-hmm.
Mike Jordan is a Philly legend, went to Penn.
Mm-hmm.
Dave Klatsky went to Penn, and then Mike McGarvey went to Ursinus. He went to Penn Charter as well. So that's kind of how I got on Colgate's map. But he was a D3 All-American.
Wow.
See, now we got Temple basketball players in the comments talking crazy.
Well, I tell you guys this. When Sean O'Brien is finished playing basketball, retires from basketball, he will definitely be a Big Five head coach. I'm guaranteed. I'm saying it right here, right? Big Five, all right? Don't forget I said that. Record it. Keep it in your archives because it's going to happen. But, like, Sean is really modest about himself, and he's very humble about his accolades. And that's one of the things I like about Sean as a young man. But he's done a lot of great things in Colgate. He was Patriot League, first team or third team Patriot League. He was academic player of the year or something like that, right? Most valuable player award 1 year. Led the team in scoring and assists. I think steals another year. Tell us about some of the things that you've done while you were at Colgate, man. I mean, I touched on some of it already, but you did a lot of things at Colgate that people don't know about. You broke a lot of records, and you led the team in a lot of different categories, especially being, academically sound as well.
Yeah,
Tell us about that.
Like you said, I'm not a big talk about myself guy. I don't.
Yeah.
I mean, I had a good career at Colgate. I scored 1,000 points, but some of the some of the things I'm most proud of at Colgate, I think one of the stories Coach Langle says, my freshman year, I was obviously good enough to wasn't at the level. Like looking back, I just wasn't that good at basketball. But I played in every game my freshman year, and we had 7 seniors on the team, and no underclassmen really played at all. but I played in every game.
Right.
The only reason I played in those games is called every single sprint and every conditioning drill. From the day I got on campus, I won. I never lost, and
Wow.
I guess I'm somewhat fast, but I don't think I'm like naturally the most fast person. But I
Yeah.
just I realized like I'm not the only way I'm really going to get on the court. And Coach Lang will recognize that. And when I obviously became a better player and became an upperclassman, he would tell that story to the younger guys. I guess trying to motivate
Right.
them. So yeah, I guess the things I'm most proud of about my time at Colgate is like helping. Obviously, I wasn't the only one, but helping to change the culture. And like obviously, you see what Colgate is now. It's every single
Yeah.
year, top of the Patriot
Right.
League in the tournament every year. So I think,
Yeah.
like personal accolades aside, I think the thing I'm most proud of is helping to get Colgate to that level with the help of a lot of
Yeah.
other people, but just by
Right.
showing up every day and being the hardest worker, I think that's the things I'm most
Yeah.
proud of my time at Colgate.
Right. And one of the alumni of Colgate is Donald Foyle, right? He's an NBA player that played for the Golden State Warriors back in the days. So there's a lot of good players that went to Colgate too and played very well. So that was good. And let's also mention that Sean O'Brien made the honor roll all 4 years in college. And you don't hear about that a lot, about a lot of student athletes that first of all go to school for 4 years because everybody want to do one and done. But making the honor roll every year and graduating with a degree, it's just a great story, and that people want to hear and people like to see, especially from young athletes like yourself, who has accomplished so much before they went on to the pro level, which is great. You know what I mean? And and you did it. You did it. You got a lot of accomplishments. You're very, very blessed.
Yeah,
But
all the
academically,
academic stuff. My parents,
yeah,
I don't know how good they were academically when they were in school, but
yeah,
if we brought home a bad grade,
yeah,
it was over for us. So
yeah. That's
they
good.
must have been straight A students as well.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You need parents like that, man. You need parents like that. You know what I mean? Because college prepares you for life. So it teaches you a lot about common sense. Education and preparing you for life and everything. And you need that. A lot of more student athletes need more of that education and preparation for life, which is great.
hmm
So, well, once you left Colgate, you went and played on a professional level too, right?
I did.
Yeah. What happened? Tell me about that.
So my first year out, I played in Ireland
Mm-hmm.
in a town called Killarney. This is this. I mean, I knew you a little bit then. This is probably even before my summer after my senior year. I don't know where I worked out, but it wasn't with you guys.
Right.
But I ended up in Ireland. Uh, got over there September, and we Ireland was a very unique experience. I loved looking back on it. I loved it when I was
Right.
there at the time. I don't think you appreciate things as much while you're like actually going through them. But
Right.
the people there, incredible people, basketball wise, it's different because you kind of they put the ball. If you're an American there, they put the ball in your hands and
Right.
kind of say like do whatever you want,
Right.
which was, I mean, I never really had that experience before.
Yeah.
But and I obviously put up good numbers over there, and we ended up losing in the semifinals. But
Mm-hmm.
they wanted me to come back, and I like personal wise, it would have been nice to go back just because it was like relaxing and
Yeah.
tons of nice people, beautiful town. But basketball wise, it's not really where it's not really a place you go to grow your career.
Right.
So nothing but good memories in Ireland.
Yeah.
But the basketball wasn't the, I guess, highest level, I'd say.
Okay. Right. Shout out to AJ English, just joined us. AJ English, the um, one of the 3-point specialists in America, probably in the world. Shoot better than Steph Curry. What's up, AJ? He's tough, man. He's
I
tough.
agree with that.
Yeah,
Very,
yeah, yeah. Oh my God, man, this guy don't miss, man. It's phenomenal. Half court, he shoot from out. He gets make shots from out of bounds. It's crazy. It's crazy. Yeah, but playing over in Ireland, right? What were the courts like? What were the gyms like playing over there? I know some of the gyms weren't the greatest.
yeah.
You
So
know.
my first game there, I got there on like a Thursday. First
Mhm.
game's on a Saturday. It's an away game. We take a small bus to the game, like 2 hours away.
Yeah.
The gym we were in was smaller than my grade school's gym. Crazy. And then
Right.
I didn't even see. I don't think I saw our home court before that, and I was like, "Oh God, like what am I getting myself into?" And then the next weekend we had our first home game, and we had the best facility in Ireland by
Really?
far. And
All right.
our first game got to the gym like 2 hours before the game. And there was already, it sat maybe 1,000 people,
Right.
but we got there to warm up. It was already halfway full.
Yeah.
Hour before the game, it's packed.
Right.
So we
Wow.
filled the place up.
Wow.
And because the town I'm in, there wasn't really much going on besides the basketball team.
Yeah.
So the community was incredible coming out and supporting us.
Right.
So our home games every time were awesome.
Mm-hmm.
We had the mascot announcer going crazy during the whole game, fans, a lot of like kids in the crowd going nuts.
Yeah.
But then some of the away games we would go to would just be in a small middle school type gym.
Right.
But the basketball was competitive, and every team had good Americans that made every game. Like every game you were matched up with a good player.
Right.
So.
Right. Well, that's good. That's good. And then you took a year off, right? Because of COVID. You took a year off, and hopefully this year you'll continue back playing again, or you'll be coaching again.
Yeah, I was in Mexico for a month in between then.
Okay, right.
Before
Right.
COVID. Well,
What was that like?
Mexico the basketball was way better than I thought it was going to be.
Really?
I was so after my Ireland experience, I thought, oh, Mexico, like no one hears about Mexico or basketball in Mexico. So I was expecting another Ireland experience.
Right.
But we had 7 other Americans on our team.
Mm-hmm.
Jordan Brangers, he's been at Delaware. You know him. He was on my team. We had a guy from San Diego State, 6'8", like point forward. Guy from Vanderbilt. Just a lot of G League guys.
Right.
And the community support in Ireland was good, but in Mexico was a whole another level. We only had one home game when I was there, but 4,000 fans packed.
Wow.
Wow,
that's good.
Yeah, it was the basketball in Mexico was impressive. I was very surprised. Right. And it was a lot of fun. It sucks that it got cut short with COVID.
Right. That's why I got cut short because you'll probably still be there now, right?
Yeah, they sent us home. They said you guys will be back in a month.
Right.
Just like go home for a little bit. Well, once COVID's over, and it's been a year. Over a year. Yeah. So, still waiting on that phone call.
And one of your good friends is Miles Stevens, who just won a championship in Finland. Yeah. Right? Have you reached out to Miles lately?
Yeah, I reached out to him during his final series after like the first or second game. Yeah. Just seeing if there's a way I could watch, and he told me, but I couldn't figure out the language on the website. So I was just followed on Instagram and then congratulated him just through Instagram after he won. Yeah. But I'm not surprised. The surprising thing was him not getting a high level job out of college, but he worked his way up, and it's not surprising at all that he said he averaged like 15 and 6 in the finals. Yeah. It's not surprising. He's an elite defender that can shoot and get to the rim. Yeah.
So, and you guys play great together. Y'all play great together, and you play great with everybody. Who did you play with yesterday? Was that was on Dell's team yesterday?
Yeah, Dell and Raleigh.
Raleigh, Hollis Jefferson, Dell James. You guys won that series, right? Did y'all win that series?
Yeah. I think we
Yeah,
lost.
yeah. They lost that.
It was a
They
game
lost the
7.
last game.
No, it was sudden death.
They lost the last game, right?
Yeah, I think we lost.
Yeah, because Lou King was going crazy. Oh
He
my
was
God.
going crazy.
Oh my God. Lou King was just lighting it up,
Shooting
man.
90% on a
Woo,
lot of shots.
man. He was tearing it up yesterday, man. I'm like, wow.
Yeah, it was wild.
That boy, he could play, man. He really, really could play. You know what I mean?
He
So
definitely.
what's next for you now? What's next for you?
So I'm still coaching at Temple, so I'm there every day. We lift. Not all the players are on campus, so we lift in the morning with some of the players, and then usually work out with the players. And then recently, like I said, the alumni have been coming back, so we've been able to get good runs up there,
Right.
which is awesome. I mean, I live 5 minutes away, so
Yeah.
it's awesome to have those runs.
Right.
And
That's
then
good.
days that I'm not there, coming down to Delaware, those are always. I mean, there's always high level talent there.
Yeah.
Playing there, and then this summer
Invite
we got
only.
invite
Invite
only.
only. Don't because people be hitting me up. Yo, invite only.
And then this summer we got some work to do, right?
Yes, we do. Yes, we do. We got a lot of work to do this year, man.
That's
and
my
we're gonna
plan.
get at it. And it's gonna be a great summer this year. Be a
Yep.
great summer. Because last year we had to take off, man, and we got a lot of making up to do. We're gonna get it done. Well, who is tell me a player, or if today or back in the days, doesn't matter, that you kind of emulate your game after, or somebody that you watched that you wanted to play like who did you watch growing up, in the NBA or anywhere else that you wanted to model your game after?
So I mean, obviously, probably cliche for me, but Steve Nash. I watched a ton of Steve Nash growing up.
That's right. Yeah, yeah. I mean, I've heard people call you Steve Nash before. Yeah. So yeah, that makes sense. Yes.
So I mean, obviously, I was never the tallest guy on the court. So I mean, obviously Allen Iverson as well. Growing up a Sixers fan.
Right.
Goran Dragic, I see in the comments, never him.
No, take that off. Take that. No. Put Steve Nash up there. Come on, man. Hater.
That's my guy, cheese. But yeah, Steve Nash, just the way he could finish around the rim, all different type of floaters, finishes, passing around the rim. Just
right.
I kind of always had to find ways to just be crafty around the rim. Yeah. Not being as tall and as athletic as some guys. So yeah. And there's a good comment. TJ McConnell. When he was at the Sixers, I loved watching him. Just like you said, he plays so hard. Yeah, and he's definitely not the most talented guy. He's getting paid now. Yeah, just off. He is. I mean, I think he's leading the league in steals, just all off effort. Yeah, and that's kind of my whole life. That's kind of been my MO, just playing hard and getting the job done. Yeah,
it's funny how the NBA is structured. There's a lot of guys that in the NBA that don't have a lot of talent, but they're there because of their energy and their effort, and also confidence. You know what I mean? But may not be the most talented player, but they have a lot of energy, a lot of effort, and they have confidence. Yeah,
I think there's a lot of guys like that in the NBA, and there's a lot of guys in the NBA that are just pure talent.
Oh yeah.
And then sometimes they don't pan out. And then it's the guys that have the talent and have the effort, and those are the guys at the top.
Yeah. Now you don't remember Mark Price, right?
I looked him up after you called me that a few times.
Right.
But now, I watched plenty of highlights now of him.
Yeah, he was similar to Steve Nash before Steve Nash, and he was tough. He was crafty. He could run a team. He was a leader. He could score the ball. He could shoot the ball, pass. He did everything. And he's another guy that you remind me of, Steve Nash.
Yeah, I've watched a lot of him, a lot of Mark Price since you called me Mark Price.
Yeah. Mark Price and Steve Nash. So where's Daly at? Daly, you got that, Daly? Mark Price and Steve Nash. Don't forget that.
Daly's player comparisons, Kyle Korver. Shooter.
He's a
Shooter.
shooter. All
Yeah.
right. That's not a bad comparison. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
We take that. You know what I mean? That's pretty good. How would you compare today's basketball to old school basketball? How would you compare that?
All right. So my thing with this debate and even the LeBron MJ debate,
Yeah.
I'm obviously young. I've seen highlights of old school basketball. I've seen highlights of MJ. I've seen games on like NBA, what do they call it? NBA throwbacks.
Right.
But I've never now you watch the NBA every night, so you understand the NBA.
Yeah.
You understand all the players in the NBA.
Right.
But I think it's dumb for people my age to make arguments about old school basketball because they weren't watching it every night. They might watch the best game of 1985 or something, but
Right.
they're not sitting there watching every game
Right.
every night. So
Exactly.
I can only base it off what I watch, and I think NBA basketball right now is very high level. I know it's obviously not as physical as it used to be. It's a different game, but
it is. Yeah.
I'm not a big fan of the whole the old NBA was better, the new NBA is soft, the new NBA is better, old NBA is trash. I think what the NBA I watch, I enjoy watching. It's the best players in the world, and I mean they get after it. It's not I think the no defense argument is pretty dumb too.
Yeah.
I think they get after it. So
yeah. There are pros and cons in each era of basketball.
Yeah.
You find pros and cons. Oh, shout out to Anthony Grain, Luke King's brother, just chimed in. Yeah, who's the GOAT? Somebody wants to know.
That's
who's
one of my
NBA
best friends. Who's your GOAT?
Oh man, God, my GOAT was Michael Jordan. That was my GOAT. To me, he was the greatest.
Was or is?
Still is, but there's a question mark for me now because of what I saw Wilt Chamberlain do. And the stats that I've seen on Wilt Chamberlain and the records that he set and broke were astounding. I never seen anything like that. It's incredible. No one's going to average 50 points and 25 rebounds a game ever again. No one's going to do that. You know what I mean? We don't know if anyone's going to ever score 100 points in a single game. We don't know. His personal accolades far outweigh everyone else's. Michael Jordan's everyone. He don't have as many rings as Michael Jordan or LeBron James, but his personal accolades is astounding. I mean, I'm like, wow. But before I found out about Wilt's records, it was Michael Jordan.
Yeah, I think I say, well, my dad's the biggest Wilt Chamberlain fan ever.
Yeah.
And he says he's the GOAT, and I obviously play devil's advocate, so I don't say he's the GOAT, but I say he's the most dominant player in the NBA.
He was.
Can't argue, inarguably the most dominant.
Oh man, oh my God. And when you watch basketball today and you see guys making or breaking a record, his name is always mentioned.
Yeah.
50 years later. Okay, well, Wilt Chamberlain did it back in this time, and they're getting close to Wilt Chamberlain's record, or they're about to break Wilt Chamberlain's record. He's done that 50 years ago.
Yeah.
And of course they don't talk a lot about it now, but that's one of the things I don't like about the NBA. They don't talk enough about the history of basketball, and it kind of gives this generation of basketball players the thought that they started it all, that they were the first ones to do it, and they're not. These people have been playing basketball for a long time and very, very, very good at it. So do you think LeBron will be in that conversation of the greatest of all time if he wins another championship or two?
He's already in my debate for greatest of all time.
Right.
But it goes back to what I was saying, how he's what I've watched my whole life.
Yeah.
And I've watched him from rookie year on. So
Right.
I didn't do that with MJ. So
yeah,
I don't have the same.
Right.
I'm obviously biased towards LeBron.
Yeah, and that's the thing, because every generation watches a certain player, and that player is great in that generation because you didn't see, the other guys before you. You know what I mean? And that's part of it too, because you'll get some guys from the 70s that'll say Kareem Abdul-Jabbar was the greatest of all time, you know, because he leads the NBA in scoring, you know what I mean? And it's just according to who was watching during that time, you know, that generation, you know. So I get that. I get that.
Yeah.
And especially for this generation, LeBron James is the greatest for this generation, you know. In the last generation, was it Kobe, right?
Yeah.
Before that, it was Michael Jordan, right? So those are great. But if I give a top 5, it would definitely be LeBron, LeBron, Michael, Kobe, Wilt Chamberlain. Who would my 5th be? Oh my God. I would have to say Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Kareem,
yeah, I mean, Magic would be up there too, but Kareem did a lot more than Magic did. Because he did win a championship with Milwaukee with Oscar Robinson before Magic came into the league, you know, and then I guess Dean won 3 or 4 more with the Lakers. So yeah, I would put Jabbar as part of the top 5. But Magic was great too, and so was Larry Bird. I mean, Larry
picking
Bird,
5 from the last however long the NBA has been going on. Picking 5 guys, that's I mean, everyone's obviously that debate's never going to die just because it's something to talk about. But I mean, it's impossible to. No one's ever going to agree on this 5. Like Dr. J just put out his top 10, and LeBron was even on it.
Oh wow!
So now that's the.
Yeah, that's a big argument right there. Did you ever watch Larry Bird play?
Just highlights.
Larry Bird was a beast, man. Oh my God! Everybody talk about Dirk Nowitzki with the one-leg jumper. Larry Bird was doing the one-leg jumper before Dirk Nowitzki, and he don't get credit for it.
That's what you used to put those on your Instagram, like how everything being done in today's NBA, is all stolen from or it's modified off what guys before them did.
It's all been done before. Nothing is new. It's all been done before. They just changed the name of it. The players changed, and maybe the name has changed, but that's it. It's all the same. Just like they do with the Euro step. It used to be called the stutter step or the step over move. You know what I mean? And it started here in America with the American basketball players. But they keep showing this narrative that it started in Europe, and it didn't start in Europe. That's just false. But that's why more history needs to be told about basketball. You know, rest in peace to Elgin Baylor, who is the founder of the Euro step. And he just died last month, and they didn't even mention anything about him creating the Euro step when he was at the Lakers. He and Jerry West were doing the Euro step when they were with the Lakers, but there's no mention of that. You know what I mean? So I think the NBA needs to do a better job at talking about that history, you know, because we need to honor those guys that came before a lot of the players that are playing today, you know. So Sean, when we see you again? When we hooping again?
I'll be down next week. You got to.
Right.
I mean, hopefully you can start coming up to Temple, but yeah, I'll be down. I mean,
listen, you know, I'll come to Temple anytime. Whenever they let me come in, I'm there.
That's the problem when they let you come in.
Right. But, I know how it is. So I'll wait patiently until they open it up a little bit for everybody, you know, and then I'll definitely be up there. I love coming up there watching you guys play.
Yeah,
I love it, man. It's a great atmosphere. You know, being up there is like home. It's just like home. You know what I mean? And tell the coaches and everybody I said, what's up? Mark, Aaron, Chris, Matt, you know, what's up, guys? You know what I mean?
No, I will. I'll tell them all you said. I'll be in there tomorrow, so I'll let them all know.
Yeah. So thank you again, man, everybody. This is Sean O'Brien, one of the greatest basketball players come out of Philadelphia, greatest point guard, one of the greatest point guards come out of Philadelphia. The guy's just astounding, man. I love you. Many, many more blessings coming your way. You know what I mean? And we got to keep playing pro basketball, get you another job. And after that, you're going to continue to coach and do better things in coaching. Remember, you're going to be a head coach in the Big Five one day, too. All right? When it's all set.
Make it happen. All right. I really appreciate it, son.
All right, man. Thanks a lot, man. Talk to you soon, all right?
Yep. Sounds good.
All right. Later.